Hi everyone.
Hey everybody, it's Mark.
And Mish, or Mish and Mark.
No, it's Mark and Mish. I'm running this show now. I took over this whole operation. We need to get some YouTube money. We are so disappointed. I have not seen a single check come in yet. I've been waiting out there. I need a new Lambo. Oh, sorry, that's my alter ego. All right, let's just start off again. It's Mish and Mark. See, I even speak for her now.
Yeah.
I'll be quiet now.
I'm just smiling.
We're just happy because we're the last day of our leg. We are going to have a nice day. We're
Are
up
you
here.
happy because it's the last day?
Of course. It's always nice to get home. What's wrong with that?
Okay.
I don't mean I can't wait to get rid of her. I mean, I just can't. It's nice. You're on vacation. It's always nice to go home. You know? So that's all I'm saying. Don't look too deep into it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So we
Anyhow.
just had our coffee and water.
Yes. Coffee and water. Very, very basic. Yeah, so we are in Carleton Place, Ontario, which is just west of Ottawa, about 20 minutes. And we are getting ready to go up into the places I mentioned yesterday. When we did our video last night, I was definitely on the verge of passing out. So just to recap, we're going to go up to Tatlock. If any of you guys are riders and familiar with it, hold on, black fly above us, trying to get it. Anyway, we're going to go up to Tatlock, then up to Denby up to Calabogie, then Calabogie up to Combermere up to Barry's Bay up through Algonquin Park, and then straight across Algonquin Park out to Huntsville and make our way south towards Barrie, and then take the back roads, of course, stay away from Toronto and home. That'll take the course of the day. It seems how it's late. We probably won't be home till about 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tonight, but God willing, we'll get there with no rain. That is all I have to say.
And that's the plan because from what we saw that there might be some rain about 6 o'clock.
No, it's between 3 and 6, raining in Brampton, but after 6 o'clock, it's fine.
So by the time we get there, we should be good. So yeah, it's been quite a journey, on our journey, and you're sharing the journey with us.
Yeah, and yesterday before we went to sleep, I was trying to say, but like I said, I was literally on the verge of passing out. We weren't lively last night at all. We were very tired, but.
And then after eating, because we went to Moxie's in.
Yeah, that was a good deal.
What was the name of the
went to
town?
Moxie's.
That was in Ottawa. No, Kanata.
Which is 15 minutes from here. It's what they call Ottawa West. But anyway, we talked about the highlights of our trip. So here's something that do you have any funny highlights? Anything funny happened along the way that you can recall?
Funny, haha.
Or just like real memorable moments. Anything. It could be funny, whatever.
Well, what was...
Or silliness, my foolishness. Who knows?
Yeah, there were some funny things. Well, one of the funny highlight was we talked about it in one of the first videos. Mark forgot his underwear. That was funny.
Oh yeah, we already talked about that.
So that was a funny highlight because he had to go commando, and he's
It was very liberating, by the way. It's like
the breeze was very free on the bike.
Yeah, I was free. It's like that episode from Seinfeld. It's like, my boys are out there and I'm liking it.
Yeah, and also what I noticed was funny too is, I'm being graphic a little bit, but
don't get too graphic. There might be children watching.
No, but the point is, as a male going commando. No, I'm saying as a male going commando, it's very difficult, especially when things are going all over the place.
Nothing's going all over the place. It's just a matter of when you stop to use the restroom for a moment, and you have to be very careful. Men know that you have to zip like a ninja. You got to be precise. If you're not, it's like that scene in Something About Mary. Just remember that. Everybody knows.
If you want,
that's gonna be the name of this video. Something About Mary, and then everybody that knows that movie, will know. Didn't happen to me, by God's grace. Close.
Thank God.
But no cigar.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
I live to tell the tale.
So he was always trying to, put things in place. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? He goes,
Yes.
so that was funny highlight. And I guess it started with forgetting the stuff. So another funny highlight would be...
oh, yes. We already mentioned that.
Seeing, I guess it's people on the road, like different people we see meet. Some of the people we met, even driving, like
we met a couple of three. We met 5 people, nice people yesterday. 5 different riders. We met 3 riders actually from Ottawa. They were on their way. They were just giving us some tips and of their trip and so on and so forth. Then we met another French couple. They had this trailer hooked up behind them. They were chatting with us for a little bit. So we met a lot of nice people. Obviously, mostly riders, because when people see your bike, they often come over and talk to you or whatever, and so on and so forth. But yeah.
But one of the things that we can also highlight is the fact that this world is so small. Because we saw people who are just down the street from us. We went all the way to Newfoundland and met people who lived in Brampton. That was funny. And not even just in Brampton, but maybe 10 minutes from our house. They lived just down the road.
Yeah, it's a small world. But I mean, riding. I mean, for the bulk of the people we met, they're all riders. But it's because all these places that we're going, they're rite of passages for all motorcycle riders. All over North America, for that matter. We met a guy from. Actually, Michelle called it. She's like, we were actually. This is one thing we didn't talk about. We were. I think we did. Maybe we did mention. We were in a restaurant in Port aux Basques, Newfoundland, and we're sitting there, and I had mentioned that there was this rider that I had seen on the boat, and I said, "Hey, Michelle," I said, "that guy there is the rider on the boat." So I happened to walk up to him, and it turns out, and he oddly enough he had a bit of a French accent or whatever, and I said, but it turns out the guy is from. Well, what's the story again? No, his family is originally from Montreal, but he's a lawyer, and he moved to Boston. Or did he move to Boston? I don't know what he was, but I said to the guy, and I said, oh, that's right. Oh, pardon me. His license plate said he was from New Hampshire, and on the boat, I heard him speaking French, and I thought that was kind of odd. And I just happened to walk out and say hello or whatever, just to get a conversation going. And I said, hey, if it's not too rude of me or forward to ask, I said, how's a guy from New Hampshire speak French? And he laughed, and he goes, oh, I'm originally from Quebec. I'm from Montreal. And turns out Michelle had sat from a distance. She's like, he's like some corporate guy. I know he's like in either business or some sort of businessman or whatever, corporate guy. Or he looks
like a lawyer.
A lawyer. And then what is? She called it. He goes, oh, well, I apologize. I'm a lawyer.
Yeah. So it was so funny. You can actually spot someone from afar, but that was a fluke anyways, because I didn't really... I didn't have any concrete evidence of it, but his demeanor, the way he carried himself, the way he ate, the way he acted, he just looked very, as you said.
But anyway, we definitely we could go on and on and on. We don't want to make too long videos.
Yeah, but there's a lot of highlights. We met so many people, and like we said, this writing experience, even as we met other writers, we learned so much from them.
But actually on that, can I interrupt for a moment? Because actually on that note, I've always wanted to mention this along the way, but the reality is one thing I wanted to highlight, a very more important thing is what we're first of all, other than yesterday or that the shenanigans with the rain for 5 minutes, I mean it poured for 5 minutes, but that's okay. Other than that point and the dense fog and all those things, the weather overall was, in Newfoundland, it was poor, but it was tolerable. But overall, what I wanted to highlight was just our safety. I mean, things could have went awry. Number one, praise the Lord. Stating the obvious, mind you, but praise the Lord, the bike ran pristine, never one breakdown, not one failure, not one flat tire. I have a repair kit in my bike, so I could have fixed it, but I certainly didn't want to be sitting on the side of the road for 2 hours trying to fix a hole in my tire, and obviously didn't want to break down. I have CAA, but when you're out in the middle of nowhere in Newfoundland and you're like 2 hours from the nearest anything, and by the way, in Newfoundland we barely had any any cell service between places. We had to use the Rogers extended network, so we weren't getting good service at all. So anyhow, I want to say all of that just to say, by God's grace, and we're not home yet, but knock on wood, we had an absolute successful way that way. So I just wanted to first and foremost thank the Lord for our safety. We didn't really encounter any issues in regards to like driving issues. A couple crazy drivers every now and then, but nothing to write home about. We had great scenery, great time, and it's just been an overall wonderful trip. Today we're blessed with lots of sunshine, so hopefully that. So I just wanted to highlight that. I'm glad, we've had a really, we put our rain suits on a few times, but and the things and where it meant the most is those nights where I misjudged our time frames and wasn't concentrating too much on our thing, and I got caught with our pants down proverbially, and driving in the dark, and more importantly, more scarily, driving in the dense fog. Not a good idea, not very conducive for safety on a bike, especially in moose country. So we live to tell the tale. We don't brag about it. I'm not saying I don't recommend it to anybody. That was completely my fault, so it won't happen again that way. So anyhow, guys, that's all I wanted to say. You got anything to add for that?
And we are glad that the moose that we met was galloping along the ditch and not on the road, not in front of us.
Wasn't he huge?
Oh my gosh,
he was huge.
I was so shocked that after I woke up from my slumber.
Yeah.
And then
speaking of that, we met a lady yesterday. Remember that? We asked her, and I said to the lady real quickly yesterday, because Michelle mentioned about slumbering. I said to the lady, that she was riding with her husband, and I said, you ever get bored and just fall asleep on the back? She goes, oh no, I don't trust him.
She's too scared.
She didn't say I didn't trust him. She goes, I'm too scared, and I think she said I don't trust him that much or something. I don't really. And I said, oh well. We told her the moose story, but I said to her, well, either my wife's extremely tired or she trusts my driving, because she passed out of the back and she was like, really? He's like, yep. So she couldn't believe it.
They think I'm crazy.
Yes.
But
so.
it's easy to, well, for me anyways, that I would, and I guess maybe because of the heat, because sun makes me sleepy. It's almost like, think about when you go on a like you spend a day at the beach, and then you after you swam a few times and you go under the umbrella, what do? You just fall asleep. Yeah. Or maybe after having a lot of carbs too, it's like, once you go on the bike, it's like, okay, I'm not moving, I'm not doing anything.
So can I interrupt you?
It's time to sleep.
Yeah, and one thing I just wanted to say, actually, for regards to my wife, I just wanted to say, officially, because we're on camera, and no, I just wanted to say it was a breath of fresh air to have somebody as adventurous as I am, if not more. And one thing that I can say about Michelle that's a real blessing, especially when things go wrong or just everyday life, like out on the bike, she never even once ever complained about anything. Never said, are we there yet? This is ridiculous. I'm bored. Whatever. Nothing. All she did was just enjoy the ride. She was quiet. She always had something to add. She helped me out in a lot of situations. She was a breath of fresh air and a help. And I just want to say, I know what it's like for other riders with husbands and wives or boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever the case may be. But I know she's a blessing, and she's been a blessing the whole trip. So looking forward to our next one. Hopefully it's going to be possibly Alaska, but we're gonna see that next year. We'll see what next year brings. All right, guys. So.
I also want to add that I felt safe, and I did say that before. I felt safe, and he's very protective and very cautious in how he handles himself. He never goes out into the traffic unless he's absolutely sure, and I pay attention to all of that, which is why I was able to sleep. Maybe someone else may not have the same experience, but that was my experience, which is why I felt secure.
Because I have precious cargo. Anyway, guys, let's
so
close it up.
thank you guys for joining us, and we're so appreciative of your support as usual, and I hope you have enjoyed our journey. And as we said, today's the last stretch, and we're just gonna go. We're in Ontario right now, so we're just gonna
Michelle's
go
gonna
enjoy
art and
our
video it all.
breakfast.
So
Yeah, so here's where we are.
all right.
And this is a place that Mark selected.
Oh, here's our meal.
So, and here's our waiter.
Oh my word, that is large.
Wow, that's great.
That will serve me well.
And that's our food. Thank you.
All right, awesome.
There we go, guys.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys.
So that's it for today. And
Check out. Hold on.
as we
I gotta
always
show them my
I did.
show them my post-workout waffles. Look at that.
And that's my food right here.
Poached eggs.
My poached eggs.
You learned something.
But I'm glad that I got a little bit of orange and some tomatoes, which is really good for me. But
All
I'm
right,
gonna taste some of his.
No, you're not.
It's
I don't
waffles.
share. I don't share. Bye.
Anyways, guys. So as usual, we say, let's
Let's keep it
keep
real.
it real.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye.